Destroying the stock would be wasteful. Selling it looked uncomfortable. Keeping it forever would turn the warehouse into a museum of bad risk management. So Adidas decided to sell the remaining Yeezy inventory and donate a significant amount to groups fighting discrimination and hate, including anti-Semitism. This was the corporate version of putting a tiny apology sticker on a very large cash register. The shoes still sold. Of course they did. The product had fans, collectors, scarcity, hype, and the strange gravitational pull of a scandal people swear they are above while refreshing the checkout page with moral discomfort. Adidas reported around 750 million euros in Yeezy revenue in 2023 from selling remaining inventory. In 2024, the leftover Yeezy products generated around 650 million euros in revenue, according to Adidas's annual report. That same report said Adidas no longer held any Yeezy products as of December 31, 2024. In plain storybook language, the last little shoe had finally left the castle, probably without making eye contact with the lawyers. Reuters reported in March 2025 that Adidas had sold its last remaining Yeezy pair in the fourth quarter of 2024, ending the liquidation of the once lucrative line. The company also reached an out-of-court settlement with Ye in 2024, with Adidas's chief executive saying the legal fight was over and no money was going either way, according to Reuters, which is corporate peace with shoebox dust on it. So the castle swept the floor, locked the sneaker vault, and announced that the episode belonged to the past. Unfortunately, the past is not a polite guest. It keeps showing up with a folding chair. In 2026, European venues and officials were still wrestling with whether to host Ye performances amid backlash over his history of anti-Semitic comments. Reuters reported that FC Basel declined a request for a June concert at its stadium, saying it could not provide a platform in that context under its values. The Guardian also reported cancellations and blocks affecting concerts in Poland, Switzerland, and Italy, with public order concerns and Jewish community criticism part of the story. This is what happens when a brand problem becomes a passport problem, then a stadium problem, then a tiny clipboard problem for every venue manager in Europe who wanted a quiet week. Meanwhile, the old sneaker kingdom sat in memory like a showroom after closing time. Empty shelves, glowing price tags, and one enormous lesson nobody could fit in a shoebox. The lesson was not that risky genius never sells. Risky genius sells beautifully, right up until the receipt catches fire and the loyalty program asks for hazard pay. The lesson was not that corporations have souls. They usually have quarterly reports wearing tiny shoes. The lesson was that when a company turns one unpredictable celebrity into a billion-dollar pillar, it should not act surprised when the pillar starts live streaming thunder. For years, the castle said, "Look at the demand, look at the culture, look at the margins." And the little warning label sat quietly on the box, practicing patience like a tiny compliance monk. Then one day the box opened by itself. Inside were the shoes, the statements, the donations, the settlement, the cancelled stages, and a very tired accountant with a broom. And that is how a sneaker empire learned the oldest fairy tale rule in retail. If your magic shoe comes with a cursed mouthpiece, maybe don't build the whole castle out of laces. Yeezy does it, until the shoe finally does you.